So one of the things that I think that the affirmative and the negative are going to have a real wrestling match over on this topic is, are you limited to considering just natural rights, or do you consider everything that's a rights claim? And obviously the negative is going to want to try to say that it's natural rights, rights that are universal and not limited to what any one country, any one political community has recognized as a right. The ones that can be derived from conscience, the ones that can be derived from our understanding what's right and wrong from the Bible and from other sources. And what the affirmative is going to want to say is that the claim of a right, saying that something is a right, asserting it in court, trying to write it into the law, trying to legislate that it becomes someone's right, that is what we ought to be arguing about, because the resolution doesn't limit it down to natural rights. It says individual rights, and individual rights means the whole set, not the smaller subset that people would agree are universal. So there's going to be a lot of back and forth on that, but really what I put this video together is just to suggest that the affirmative, when you're getting ready to debate on the affirmative, one of the things I think you ought to be ready with is 4 or 5 good examples of really ridiculous, absurd rights claims that have been made over the years, and I'm going to start you out with 2. One of them, I have not been able to track down a good reliable source for this, but it turns up a bunch of places, and maybe you can go the extra mile and confirm that this really did exist. In Castaic, California, allegedly, it was part of the municipal code. It was a law on the books that if you went to the dentist to have a tooth pulled, and the dentist pulled the wrong tooth, that the patient had the right to pull one of the dentist's teeth in return. You know, maybe good for a laugh. An example of something written into the law as someone's right that was obviously absurd. Another example, this happened on June 10th, 1988, in the middle of the summer. In Bangladesh, there were huge riots, and the military had to be called out to put down this just violence in the streets from students who were taking the admissions exams for the National University, and they demanded the right to cheat on the exam. The monitors had been there stopping them from whispering answers to one another. The students just turned violent because they had some reasons why. They said that because of political upheaval in Bangladesh over the past year, that it had been impossible to get that last year of education. They also said that wealthier students were bribing their way into the university, so they had some grievances. But the form that took, and I think as the affirmative, you could get some pretty good rhetorical mileage out of this, that they claimed that they had a right to cheat. That you could say that trying to turn what it is you're trying to do, trying to turn the outcome that you want to see into a right, many times just reduces it to absurdity. So if I were you in getting ready to debate this topic, I would try to see if you can't stumble across a few more really ridiculous rights claims and have those ready to drop in as backing for arguments you're going to make throughout the year, for moments when the negative tries to wax poetic about protection of rights and you can say, oh, give me a break. I think that's something that you'll wind up getting a lot of mileage out of.